Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Proud to present you with today's Throwback Thursday video. We're going to do this series every now and then on a Thursday to kind of keep in our minds how far we've come on this journey. Thanks for being part of the GearTube TV family, and I hope you enjoy this throwback.
What's up everybody, how's it going? Out here cruising around in the Jeep, and the reason I'm cruising around is because I just changed the differential fluids and put new diff covers on front and rear. I'm trying to nurse this rear end back to health and see if I can figure out what's going on with it. So step one was to change the diff fluid, and while I was at it I just got new diff covers for the front and the rear. The front one you knew about because I showed it before. It was that poison spider bombshell, bomb-proof, whatever it was, cast iron or something like that. So and we're in the Jeep now because I want to make sure to run it and get that fluid splashing around and see what this rear end feels like when we get back from the trip. But anyway, so this is the intro. Kind of weird to do it after the fact, but whatever, it's YouTube. You guys don't know the difference, other than the fact that I told you. So we'll get on with the rear diff fluid. I did not video draining the fluid. I did not video taking the cover off because it's self-explanatory. You take the bolts out and the fluid comes out. Done deal. But anyway, so we'll go ahead with the rear diff cover install, and hopefully you guys enjoy. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below, and here you go.
Okay guys, we are going to install the LubeLocker Dana 35 differential gasket with a G2, cover up my address there, a G2 hammered diff cover. This is a black one. I guess it opens from the other side. Oh, maybe not. There we go. And I just wanted to upgrade. I don't have G2 gears or axles, but I just wanted an upgraded diff cover. So went with this black one. Pretty good quality. There's one spot where there's a couple burrs, and that's down here where the drain plug is on the inside. And obviously I don't think it's enough to cause any sort of an issue, but it's really sharp, and I think I actually just picked a piece off somehow. So we'll have to make sure to clean this out before we get started. And then like I say, we're going to use the LubeLocker, which is a supposedly reusable gasket instead of RTV. And you can see here it's got like, it's like felt, but then it's got this rubber on both sides of it. That's what the red is. So we're gonna put that on and make sure it seats well, and then we'll refill the diff. So I already have the diff cover off. It is drained and cleaned, so all we got to do is put the new diff cover on and fill it back up. But let's get started. Okay, here we are underneath, and as you can see, I got the rear diff cleaned out, drained, and I'm just going to do one final scrape with the razor blade, and then we will get the new cover mounted up. Everything looks good as far as the ring gear, the pinion, and the spider gears. So whatever issue I'm having with this rear end is more than likely the axle shafts and probably the bearing at the hub and the seal, which is on this end of the diff. It'd be in the center here. Your seal should be somewhere in here, and your bearing will be out at the end. So yeah, I don't know, but we're going to take care of this, and then we'll have to see if I still have that vibration and clicking and chattering that's going on. So let's keep going. On the LubeLocker package, it has the order in which you tighten them, starting at the bottom, then going basically in a star pattern. So we're going to do that, and they recommend doing it in 2 rounds. So we're going to do it snug the first round, and then we'll do torque the second round. The torque specs, the first round I believe is 15, the second round is 25 or 30. But we're just going to do the Guten-Tight method because, I don't know, there's torque specs worry me and I don't want to break anything off, so. Let's move on in our star pattern here before you... Okay, there it is. The G2 hammered Dana 35 rear diff cover. This is the fill plug, and this is the drain plug. So we're going to pull that fill plug and then fill it up, and you want to fill it until the fluid starts oozing out, and then put your lid back, or your plug back in, and you're all done. So I'm going to finish it here because you don't really need to know how to put fluid in it. It's pretty simple. All I have is a little pump that goes on a bottle, and you pump the fluid out of the bottle into there. That way it doesn't make too much of a mess, and because there's really no easy angle to get your gear fluid in there. So we're gonna button this up, and that's how you do it. That's how you put the new rear diff cover on a Dana 35. Now, my axle has the metal tabs that supposedly tell you what your gear ratios are. Okay, so these little plates here, they're supposed to tell you what your gear ratio is, and they usually go from one bolt to the next. Now there is a spot up top where I could put it back on. I'm gonna try my best to show you. You can't even read what it says. So there's no point in saving it. There's no point in putting it back on, unfortunately. It's just gonna have to be what it's gonna be, because you can't read it. So.
All right, so there you have it. There's the installation of the rear diff cover. And, you know, it's really straightforward. The key points you gotta remember is to go in a crisscross pattern or a star pattern when you're tightening up the bolts. And A+ to LubeLocker. Those things are fantastic. It's a little bit more money than using just a tube of RTV, obviously. I think it was like somewhere between $22 and $25 a piece for the LubeLocker. So you're looking at roughly $50 to do front and rear. But the LubeLockers are amazing because they're easy, and you don't got to mess around with that goop, and it's just, I can't really explain it, you know. The old timers and mechanics and stuff, but RTV, it's always been that way, or it's really simple, it's cheap, but I don't know, I really like the LubeLocker product. I think it's awesome. Oh. We're all done. I rambled long enough. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If not, it's alright. I still love making videos, so take care. We'll see you all at the next one. Bye-bye.